And good morning, I'm Tracy Sinclaire here at Alaska's News Source, and we're going to take a look at the weekend ahead, what's going on across the state of Alaska. And really, we're going to still see a lot of cloud cover, but we're also looking at some clearing skies in Northwest Alaska. If you're checking us out on Facebook, go ahead and pop in and let me know where you're watching from, so we'll try and make sure we get the forecast for your area. We're going to start with down in Southeast Alaska, and we knew the rain was headed your direction. It clearly decided to cover our camera lens as well. So down in Southeast, it is a little bit rainy for today. We have a couple cruise ships already docked at the Ketchikan area. And overall, here in the Anchorage area, we're still on the cool side. We were expecting temperatures to slowly warm up, and we are still hopeful. It is getting a bit bright out there, but it's 43 degrees out at Stevens International Airport at this time. And overall, across the state today, kind of cloudy, kind of rainy. Let's go ahead and talk about fires. We are in that active fire season. We have 19 active fires, one of them new in the last 24 hours. Really the big fire that we're talking about though is the Popovich Creek coal seam fire. This has burned, as of last night, 3,900 acres. It was started by natural causes, but it also increased by almost 1,500 acres yesterday. So this is the fire that we are primarily focused on right now. Overall, we're just starting the fire season. We will keep watch on that. At the same time, we're not quite done with river breakup and flooding situations. As you look on our satellite radar, we're seeing that rain moving into Southwest Alaska. In some cases, it could actually be mixed with a little bit of snow in Bethel. If you're from the Southwest area, let me know if that is actually showing up as snow. Sometimes our radar looks like it should be snow, but turns out it actually came down as rain. So let me know if you are actually seeing some of that snow coming through. But into the interior areas around Fort Yukon, we're under a flood watch. That continues until Wednesday next week, and that's because of over excessive amount of snow melt flowing into the Porcupine River, and this is causing a very slow rise in the water. It's going to be a slow onset event, but also a slow receding event. So that's why it's extended all the way until next Wednesday. But also want to point out, when you see that bright area, that area of red on the radar as it's going through, that's some intense rain coming down. So also something you don't need when your rivers are already running high to see more precipitation going through. Out in Southwest Alaska, we've been watching that flood watch on the Yukon River with the possibility of some ice jams forming and causing floods. Now there is a flood warning for the areas around Imanik, Alakanuk, and Nunam-Ukwa. Yes, we are seeing some flooding in those areas. Water can rise rapidly, so please be extra cautious in that area. As of 8:20 this morning, a spotter did report an ice jam near Imanik, and it has been moving up. So just kind of be prepared. The water's rising fast, according to the National Weather Service, in Imanik. And as I said, be prepared, keep on the lookout, and give us reports. Let us know what's going on in your area of the state. If you are seeing that those floodwaters rising in your area, you can go to alaskasnewssource.com. If you have any pictures, we'd love to see them. We'd love to see what's going on across the state. So definitely keep us in mind. I know it's obviously not your first priority, but if you do have the opportunity, take a couple photos and send them to us. Just go to our website. There's a button that says Submit Photos and Videos. You can get us right there. Looking out the next 3 days, this is where we start to hit the middle of the weekend. Really, we're watching that area of low pressure out to the southwest. That will continue to push that snow in some cases and mainly rain into Southwest Alaska. And Southeast, you're continuing to see is rain as well. One thing I want to point out though, northern Alaska, around the Brooks Range, expecting snow tonight. Starting up tonight, lasting until Saturday morning. Passes in the Brooks Range could see 2 to 5 inches of snow. So if you are traveling through those mountain passes, be extra cautious. For some of us, it already feels like we're in spring, but you're still dealing with snow, so just kind of have to be prepared for that. Down to South Central, as that new front swings through, likely to see a few rain showers in Anchorage, likely to see some rain as well around Prince William Sound primarily. And you can see the direction of that front, southeast. It is headed your direction, so expect to see some of that rain moving into your area, but probably not until Saturday. But while that happens, Northwest Alaska, you're actually going to get a bit of a break, and you will see some sunshine moving in from Saturday as we move forward. You'll get kind of a pretty broad area of some clearing skies across western and southwest Alaska, all the way down to Bethel. Likely to see some of that clearing and even into the interior. So we'll just keep watch. We've got a new system that's out over Russia at that point. We'll have to see what that one does as it spreads toward Alaska. So let's take a close-up of our regions across the state. Southeast Alaska today, you are looking at that rain pretty consistently. Now, it does break up later in the day, and you'll turn into some mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow before more rain moves back in on Saturday. In the interior, again, we do have that flood watch in place for areas around Fort Yukon. We're looking at the Porcupine River, mostly cloudy today, and some showers. We did see some showers earlier today around Fairbanks, Healy, likely to see a few rain showers, Delta Junction, Tok, pretty much the entire region. Temperatures only into the low 60s for the Fairbanks area. You were very into the high 60s earlier in the week. Northern Alaska, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures probably in the upper 20s to low 30s. Anativik Pass, one of those places that could see some of that snow coming in overnight tonight and moving through for tomorrow. Across western Alaska today, a little bit of sunshine developing around Galena. Again, watching that flood watch and flood warning. The flood warning around Imanak, Alakanuk, and Nunam-Ikwa. Those will all are areas that need to be extra cautious as flooding is occurring in some of those areas. Out toward the Aleutian Islands, really, you're going to see some showers this morning, but maybe a few breaks in the clouds later in the day around St. Paul and the Pribilof Islands, the Aleutians. For Adak, you're looking at mostly cloudy skies. You're picking up some winds too, gusts to about 40 miles per hour. Here in South Central, overall, we're going to see a bit of sunshine develop. It's not going to last for long. We are looking for some clearing skies starting on the Kenai Peninsula and then moving a little farther to the north. Anchorage, also expecting to see at least a few breaks in the clouds. It is still fairly cloudy outside as we look now, but overall temperatures still on the cool side. Mid 50s will be your highest temperatures around the region. A little bit of sunshine developing in Whittier, but also some gusty winds. You'll see those gusts to about 40 miles per hour, and then mostly cloudy to cloudy around Gulkana. Showers off and on through the morning hours around Palmer and Wasilla, turning to mostly cloudy and cloudy skies. A little bit of clear skies earlier in the day around Talkeetna, but we're not expecting a huge push of clear skies or sunshine. Overall, it's going to be mid to low 50s. Talking about the Anchorage area, though, I had to put the dandelion up because really that's the only flower that's showing up in my lawn yet. But today we do expect a few sunny breaks. Not sure about that temperature. I was pretty confident earlier in the day that it would warm up to the mid 50s, but right now I'm not so sure that we're going to get that high because we are still in the low 40s. So we're going to kind of scale that back. Maybe our high temperatures probably only to about 52, 53. I knew I was pushing it when I looked at it this morning, but I made the decision to go full speed ahead and hopeful of a mid 50 temperature. I don't think that's where we're going to get. We are looking for cloudy skies though. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is the Memorial Day weekend. We're going to see those temperatures slowly warm up. Now, if you've been watching the morning edition and even the evening news, we've been talking a lot about the fact that likely we were going to hit 60 degrees on Sunday. We have not hit 60 degrees yet for this year, for this season, and this is going to be one of the later ones. Now, if we were going to wait until Monday, it wouldn't have happened. That would be the latest that it would have occurred that we'd gotten to 60 in 44 years. So we were hopeful. But then that low pressure system that we thought was going to dip south has kind of moved a little farther to the north. So while we're thinking it was going to be 60, I've kind of scaled back. I think we're only into the upper 50s for Memorial Day and Tuesday. In fact, even into Wednesday when we get a little bit of sunshine, I don't quite think we're going to make that 60 degree mark. So this is not a record that we want to break. We have already come too close on too many weather records recently. We need to be done. We need to hit that 60 degree mark as soon as we can because I know a lot of us are anxious. Of course, Memorial Day weekend is the weekend that most people in Anchorage, it's kind of our traditional weekend that we can plant in our gardens, those plants that we've been starting inside and hardening off. Most of the time, by the time you hit Memorial Day, we're pretty much done with the chance of frost. might need a little bit of extra cover because our temperatures are staying a bit on the cool side. But it looks like this is going to be the weekend that we will actually get to plant outside. So I hope you have a good Memorial Day weekend. And of course, we want to honor all those who have lost their lives in service to our country. Thank you much for joining us here on Alaska's News Source.